one of our CNBC contributors about threading the needle. Can the Fed thread the needle, keeping inflation in check, but also keeping the economy humming, keeping equity markets sort of moving in this higher upward trend?
So I think that the real question here is can the Fed keep inflation in check?
Can you program that thing to be able to do that?
The equity market. And I
so what would that program look like if you were in charge of getting everybody else's roughly the same computer to get the result? What would that look like? What would that?
It is beginning to come across as a little bit
frothy.
And the Fed wants to avoid allowing asset bubbles to build unnecessarily.
Which is again the natural demographic. The fundamentals of this thing says, well, eventually if you go to those folks and inflation, they're going to do things that'll make all of these different inversions or models. So you run your Gambit, game theory, OpenAI software in financial economics until you invert square law. See, physics gives you a lot of the suggestible models, diagrams, the heads and shoulders, or the 45 here, Crushinator, or do you want the 35, 25? You know, you can make it whatever, and if that's the index from where it is, you would still say at the cap of this, even if it raced away today and hit it whatever, you'd still taper it off percentageably wise there. Obviously, from a peak like that, without somebody clipping it like this to get money out of it, you would want to reduce that down to 1%, or at least within the index. Probably shoot for 5, wait for something to drop. You're looking at Walt Disney right now.
Looking forward, the options market is not expecting this.
In terms of trying to avoid something like that from happening, here again, this is a day trade. We're talking inside of a lot of people's algorithms either moving over at a certain time because the percentages of doing it like that, the algorithm kicking over at those weights and plates to you guys' level over what the macro, micro, subatomic particles are going to look like based on that wave function, which pulls out 5 sigma.
Sort of holding their own,
that's 5 sigma.
Much more so than many of the other tech stocks and others.
What do you
make of sort of the narrowness of some of the strength in the market and within mega cap tech?
Yeah,
well, like I said, I learned a lot of it from watching things like AI, Chess AI, Hegemony Max. Who do you got there?
These names have been beloved by retail.
There's a few AI programs on the internet as they are right now. One starts with a Q. I forget what it is, but obviously Neat, and a few of these other ones like that are just like, well, how do I clean up my own graphing books? Obviously, I just can't. When you get into the engine of it, what is it doing? How did I change a button? Who's good with that skill? Why are they good with that? And pattern recognition of early indexes, or at least wave monsters that look accordingly to how that got. Now, if they got a little up and the algorithm pegged on it, then it would probably peg on that until the short end window, whoever is supposed to manage buttons, misses. And I gotta give some kind of slack in here. This is, just brr, brr.
So I'm not sure that it's misguided, and it reminds me quite a bit of the conversations we had during the
That's
prior
easy
cycle,
enough.
where
They obviously made that, and then there's benevolence, and it's like the big game is gravity will win. When you do this with the market, we could stable things off, but you can't stop somebody from selling, saying like, hey, you can't stop me from coming off that mountain like that, and without reason. You give me good taxation where you're like, whoa, and then we'll give you a memo. You could always sue. That's inside the set. But maybe I would want to pocket that anyways. I still might want to take the shot just to own it there. And that's what insurance is about. That's what that NPF is for. When you factor all that into there, all the dark matter dries up. Then I got security fence, right? Best Buy, best target. You want the college level human experiment quantum mechanics of the conveyor belt. Beep, 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 beep. Or how that beep, beep, beeps to what variable. So Penn's Road gets you a lot of passing through the wall, passing through some stuff, and helps you kind of orientate, well, that's the type of pattern mechanics or calculus that would be beneficial from the first step mechanic here. And then you just go, well, okay, I knew that, but now I know that kind of stuff is relative to financial economics, and how that object shape was really going to correlate to not a ball, but earth is general because nickel, chrome, cyanide,